peace be upon you. I hope you can bear the sound or lack thereof. I'm trying my best, but the old microphone doesn't seem to be working. And yeah, we do what we can. Let's take a deep breath in. The fifth is coming back around. You're definitely called to meditate or ponder. Go within. Upright. I like this. Beautiful. The only reversal is the fifth here, and I think it has to do rather with your perception, opinion of someone. You may have to reconsider it. It's all upright. You're definitely on the path. You're going north. I love it. Wow, it's been a while since we had uprights. And here's the first problem, the reach out. Pride preventing you from asking, keeping you from asking for help in case you would need it, or asking for anything in general, because you might feel like as if you're demanding, or you don't want to have someone upset. But I feel it's rather you not putting anything out there, not calling on people, not seeking for anyone specifically, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It may be actually quite positive for you. But if you do receive help or you are contacted, you may be bothered by it. Don't be, because usually it's for the purpose of, assisting you, giving you a different perspective, so on. It's balancing out your going within, right? So it's for a purpose. It's what it's trying to say. Someone may be coming back around that you're not even thinking of. You have this connect. Again, they may not be someone important for you. It's the same energy. Someone that you would not consider. You'd have never in a billion years considered. Somehow they're in your energy, but they're not at the same time. I don't think there's too much distance. They may be physically in your energy, but not in a conscious manner. Another upright, beautiful. All we have is reach out here in reverse. There may be someone who doesn't know how to reach out to you. It's what I feel. You may be putting out that vibe, as I said, is where is your either nesting or retreating, or right? Not because you're shutting down, or you just keep to yourself. You have other priorities. Universal love, 44, a master number, and it's upright. Wow. It seems that it's guiding us always back towards love. It seems to be your main focus. The end all be all. And here we have it. Cassiel in reverse. I'm going to see what this is about. Another reverse. When it comes to the angels, they're reversed. You may have a flip in perspective, or your perception or interpretation of what you invoke upon when you try to speak with divinity, communicate, however you may interpret it. There may be a shift in perspective. We're going to start with this one. And last but not least, Ah, yes. You are in the season of love. Someone's in love with you. And you are about to fall in love. And another reversal. This is from the upper realms, by the way. So we're speaking about emanations. What you may associate with angels. There's a 10 of Cups here. And the reversal is the 2 of Cups. Wow. You're not expecting this. And therefore I'm supposed to shut up right now. I'm gonna, as usually, try to limit what I say in order not to ruin anything for you or myself. Beware of self-delusion. But it came kind of reversed. I think you're not really having a good opinion on yourself, of yourself. Now, you may not be aware of it. This is what I sense is a lack of awareness, or it hasn't come to your awareness yet. But a tapestry full of positive outcomes and spiritual blessings now permeates your aura. It's what I feel. I don't see anything negative here for you. The gray clouds have lifted, or what you associate with negative, right? Or that stage of a process, because negativity or painful stages are necessary sometimes to break something open, to lead to expansion, and so on. The gray clouds have lifted, replaced by soft, radiant light. The past will soon be behind you. Let it go and embrace the positive times ahead. Wow, there's really no light here. What happened? Beautiful. Your affirmation is, I live as if I have all the time in the world. Your challenge maybe you may feel as if you're out of time. Or you don't have enough time even if you're in your daily activities. Stop trying to control it. Mastery of time is incorporated within you. So it's a matter of perception. Aaron, the master of the great hunt. Authority, the hunt, and natural balance. The master of the great hunt is the lord of his domain, in the sense that he embodies its nature. His power supports his interests, but does not dictate after the fashion of a tyrant, nor attempt to govern it. Those who serve him do so out of loyalty rather than fear, and pursue those paths which are natural to themselves. So how do you serve without betraying yourself, right? Or rather according to your given nature. Aaron directs one to follow one's nature rather than attempting to orchestrate others in pursuit of the most important quarry of all. The domains are authority, the hunt, and natural balance. So it may not have to do with your desire being either toxic, old, new, positive, etc., or possible to fulfill or not. It has to do with you trying to orchestrate on how your wish is fulfilled or granted. Michael, angel of vengeance. When the time comes, we all call its name. It is ever the instinct in our throat when we seek retribution. You may be frustrated at this time. And it's weird because it's a state in and on its own, as separate from all your other states. We choke on it, even as we languish in every syllable. But those who call on Simikiel without cause will have harm fall back upon them threefold. Careful what you wish upon others. It is the way of Simikiel's sword, cutting in both directions. While we will gird our fragile hearts against being hurt, pain will make its attempts on us by any means necessary. It is in our soul to survive at all costs, even if it means violence. Try to resist the urges of your barbed heart. Simikiel knows not forgiveness. Signs are a sword, a thorny branch, and pierced skin. So you're being warned here that just because you've been hurt, that does not justify certain patterns, behavior, reactive states that you may go through. As long as they're raised to a conscious level, rather you feel weird about something that comes up merely because you're reacting to something. And it comes from pain, it comes from the past, in other words, or fear of possible outcomes, retribution, consequences. Either way, if you see it, if it's raised to a conscious level, you feel it, you observe this energy coming up, it's your responsibility. There are consequences to do something about it. Breathe, get out the door, avoid, at least, avoid interaction. If you know yourself not to be coming from a real, balanced, genuine, true to who you really are and what you would really like or prefer to be, do, say, if you are unable to stay true to that and you're constantly being dragged either to a possible future self or a past one, and therefore there's either deception or ill intent, or it doesn't matter how you justify it or even explain it, or right, we're not here to debate that on whether you have valid reasons to treat someone in a certain manner. I'm just saying, if it's reactive, then don't do it. Otherwise there will be consequences. Don't do unto others, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Nature spirit, connect with the image. So gardening for you, or just spending some time in nature, go somewhere, shout. Infidelity, betrayal in the past may lead to certain behaviors, and false perception of self, owns worth, value, and that may be the cause of certain behaviors that you may have. You may be, antisocial or have some antisocial tendencies, but you never were aware of that. So now it's conscious. So you need to do something about it. We know you're reaching out right now for help due to a current situation. Support is as much about the physical act of accepting help where offered as it is about the emotional benefits and learning that it's truly okay to accept support however it's presented to you. You may have identified up until now with just the act of giving, which is beautiful, but doesn't mean it was a healthy or a natural way of giving, especially if it had expectations attached to it. It may have led to frustration or what you perceive as karmic debt, as if, you've put something out there, but you've claimed it as your own, and therefore you have expectations when it comes to what you're supposed to get out of it, right? So give it to me now. I don't care who you demand it from. That's kind of what it says here. At this point, absolutely don't ask for anything, but don't give either. Try and stay neutral. Now you need to embrace the state of actual conscious reception. Before you can do anything with it, just receive, listen, observe your intake, whether that's consuming food, content, information, whatever it is. Do so consciously, responsibly, and true to your real needs, first of all, and try and align those needs with your desire. If your desires or wishes don't align with your actual genuine needs, or you don't feel them as such, then you can drop them, or at least put them on the back burner, or decide that they're not priorities. So you determine what your actual needs are. That requires in-depth, personal analysis if you want to, and not mental. I'm speaking emotional. Life brings you constantly opportunities it triggers you if you want to, and brings opportunities for you to explore these emotions, right? They're revealed within you, you observe them, and you do something about them. And then you categorize them if you want to, if you really need to go at it, rationally and logically. So take 2 pieces of paper and write only the things that you're absolutely certain of. At least 3 things. Go up to 7 if you can. Stick to 5 if you're unable to. Don't set a deadline for you. As they come, the certainties, those will be your foundations, okay? And on the other hand, put things that you absolutely, under any circumstance, you are not willing to compromise on, accept, you don't want in your life, whether to be, to have, to do, right? So, things that are foundational and the things that you absolutely deny, rebuke, or have reached the conclusion of never under any circumstance wanting to either deal with them, embrace them, be them, become, or embody them, whether that's traits, character traits, or right, whatever you determine, emotions that you don't want to ever feel again, and so on. You can work with these energies. Some you claim as foundational, but you have to be very careful. Foundational means you will not get to destroy them that easily. It means they will become, the point for you to, what's up with this? The point for you to, the babbling comes now, interesting. Stuttering. Where you go to whenever everything crumbles, right? That's what you're left with. So your foundations, once revealed, are going to be your firm ground that would never allow you to despair, even if anything you may build or start will fall and right in front of your eyes, right? In absolute destruction, Hashem forbid. But you will not despair because you have your foundations. So you need to determine what that is, whether it's affections, whether it's things about yourself, or character traits, or spiritual truths that you've conquered along the way, right? And if you're not willing to question, and you feel they're firm enough to be able to build on them, then strong enough, then that's what you can build. Usually it's roots. It's, for example, things that are undeniable, or that are you may perceive as out of your control. For example, relationship with specific family members. And as long as it's something that is under your control, and as long as it deals with whatever you personally can control in regards to those aspects, absolutely use them as foundational, but never by completely taking divine laws and order out of the equation. So I guess what I'm trying to say, for example, you can put as the foundation a beloved family member, but always in this understanding of His will be done, God willing, God allowing, right? Everything. So there's nothing really firm per se, right? You need to leave space for nature, for God, because sooner or later we all have to cross over, to go, to transition, to move on, and so on. So leave that space. Don't have it too firm, but firm enough when it comes to anything to do with you subjectively and personally, as long as it has to deal with the aspects that are under your control, I guess what I'm trying to say. Don't claim them as absolutely and entirely under your control. So leave that at least, 1% to God's will be done. So you have a family member, that's a foundation for you. You do not, on this end you can put, I don't tolerate abandonment or betrayal, or what you associate, you need to determine. It's a very interesting process. Then you put, for example, on this loyalty, right? On this other end, you put something that I will never accept betrayal. This will help ground you and prepare you for the next cycle ahead. Again, leave space for changes, for adaptation, for being, corrected, adjusted, moved along the way. And I think that's what it came through. If you're unwilling to accept betrayal, you need first and foremost to determine and be able to sincerely embrace loyalty as one of these foundational traits of yours. Otherwise, you cannot demand loyalty. So, life has put you to the test in many circumstances. Have you always been loyal? Before you can rebuke betrayal, you have to have its actual positive attribute embraced, conquered, mastered. Does this make sense to you? Before you can rebuke liars, for example, not specifically people, but the spirit, right, itself, the deceitful spirit of deception or untruth, if you want, or corruption. Before you can rebuke lies, let's just say, then you have to set down first and foremost. That's why this is the first and main thing. But you have this as a comparative, right? To balance this out, to define it, help you question and test it against itself, or rather its polar opposite aspect of itself. So you have truth, honesty, if you want to, or loyalty, and lies or deception on this end. But until you can put it down here, absolutely sincerely and honesty, and before you put it down, say, may God punish me according to my heart, to the truth within my heart, so that you don't risk lying, right? Because if you lie, you put down a brick that will not hold, so will not withhold whatever it is that you're trying to build on it. So make sure that before you put it down, may Hashem strike me, Father, strike me if it's not true. Don't allow me to write this word down. So make it so before you get to that point where it is foundational for you. You have to go through the process. Then you'll basically be reminded, allow it to unfold. It can take up to 3 days to a weekly cycle to unfold. You need good sleep, wake up before the sun, go before at least 10 p.m. to sleep, but at least before midnight tops, and have your sleep, reach that REM, go home, receive your guidance, your healing, etc. It doesn't have to translate at a rational level. It happens energetically. So therefore it will be revealed throughout these days on whether, how you got to the point of having this aversion towards something, and how does that relate to what you actually embrace and want to conquer within yourself, what you most appreciate within yours. Others would be something that you need to conquer within yourself. So if you're wishing for love, then you have to be reminded of what that may mean. If you have an ideal of love, that will also be revealed to you. A deep, profound definition of love, perception and interpretation of love will be revealed to you. So then you can write it down, right? With all that it entails, with all the times that you yourself have betrayed, all the times that you yourself have lied. But now you have it clear on what love is, what truthfulness is, sincerity and honesty is. So do this exercise, see how it helps you. So again, when you go to rebuke something, then you'll be reminded as well. Not instantly, it unfolds, right? You need to let it unfold. You will be reminded. Remember when you lied to that person, and remember, right? So then you'll be centered. Slowly, you start to feel centered. Therefore, you'll have firmer foundations. You will not be easily deceived or deceive yourself, or allow your shadow to come through in any form to deceive you. It will come, but you will observe and see it for what it is, and you'll handle it differently. So fear slowly starts to fade away, as in it comes to visit, but it has no effect on you, slowly but surely. So fear of abandonment, of betrayal, or have you not abandoned or betrayed others? It doesn't matter. It's not about blaming or feeling guilty about it. It visits other people the same way it visits you, and so on, and me and everyone else. So you have an issue with betrayal. That's your main thing. This is your end all be all. that marks most of your choices. It's either fear of betrayal or you yourself feeling guilty about what you associate with betrayal, needing to define what betrayal is, but most importantly, remembering of what its polar opposite is. It's the other side of the coin, right? Loyalty. This is what I banish, this is what I embrace, right? And I want to conquer. And that means you're willing for it to be tested, you will be challenged. Every time you want to conquer something, you will be challenged. It's what may be defined as the guardians of the thresholds. Every time you want to conquer something. The higher attributes. It's going to be tested. You say you're faithful, it's going to be tested. That's why I say go through the process. "44. Universal love. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself." 44. Foundations. Adding up to 1-8. You've got things you're working on, and I see you being pondered in your actions, taking it easy, but you're going at it. I see purposeful action, felt genuine action and connection and pleasure in doing the things that you do. Beautiful. Let's see, first of all, Nabirius, completion, 17. And then we're going to go to the reversals. 8. Do you see the numbers? 8, 8. Master number, we had 44. 16, back to a 7. Venus number right there. And just today, we spoke of what is also known as the old snake, the dragon, right? The challenger. From the depths of the seas, who breathes and spits fire and so on. Anyway, lots of connections there. Or Cerberus. Cerberus is this, the Cerberus also means the deer, if you want to. The no reindeer. The deer with the horns, you know. The element is water. The planet is the moon. Definitely feminine. The message is, work comes to fruition and a period of calm follows. Absolutely, it's what I feel. Nabirius totem creatures are the raven and the three-headed dog Cerberus. So it's a dog that has the name of a deer. That's why it didn't come through. And it's three-headed. And in today's video, we saw the image of one of the images portrayed as being a representation of what was then defined as Lucifer. Three-headed, right? And another one was Lucifer with the dog of the inferno, of the lower realms, right? And the raven in Norse mythology is also mediator between this world and the next. So see the world as levels or planes of existence, if you want to. Being Odin's news gatherer and messenger. As I said, news gatherer. Just gather information, but wisely select, choose, filter out. And messenger. And then you'll have yourself something to impart, right? Nabirius teaches wisdom, but you need to process it first. Wisdom, eloquence, and the art of gracious living. Assigning just rewards to those who have earned them, while chastening those living in undeserved luxury. I told you this was about to happen. Yeah, it's about to happen. It needs to happen. The scales are being flipped and set back, hopefully back in balance. One's fortune is someone else's misfortune, so not a lot to rejoice there, but it's how the balance should work. We all get our turn. We all are everything and experience everything and have everything and have done everything, just at different times, right? So Let's move to the reversals and see what's happening here, because we have to challenge the dragon. Oh, sorry. Oh. The light is leaving us. Okay. We're gonna start with, okay, this one. 25, we spoke of 7. So you have 44, 88, 8, therefore, and 7. Your numbers. Divine harmony and inner balance. Archangel Raphael, I shall help you regain and then maintain inner harmony and balance. I inspire you to use wisely your inner resources. So don't be reactive. Use them consciously, wisely, purposefully, according to what you determine to be purposeful or meaningful or important to you. Cassia, responsibly, I guess is the word I was seeking for, in reverse. So that was in reverse. You've been misusing or abusing or not being aware even, or consciously using all the gifts, the skills invested in you. So others did not abuse you. You willingly, put yourself in a situation whereas they were easily, taken advantage of. Where there's food, someone's bound to eat. You determine who. I hear also for how long, how long, how long. How long will we kill our prophets? None but ourselves can free our mind. We don't need atomic energy. Oh wow. Okay. And another song I believe is Winter by Dorian's Winter. When are you going to love yourself as much as I love you, said the Father. Now, in Torium speaks in, well, it's all encoded. She's a high priestess. So, Father here refers to the Most High Creator, Abba. Cassiel, 18. Mediator and meditator. Reversed, meditator. You're not imparting wisdom and you're not exercising your role as a mediator for some reason. But if you feel like you don't feel like it literally, then absolutely don't. But you cannot deny the fact that that is your nature. This enigmatic and distant Kabbalistic angel remains aloof and often hidden from human affairs, as he is associated with sad. It's what you're doing right now, or you've been doing for a while. He can bring tears and sorrow to those who deserve it. However, he also brings a state of moderation to chaotic situations. If this card, order out of chaos, right? If this card appears as advice for one's own action, we must take it that we should remain impartial and let everything take their take their course. There should be no further meddling or engagement in the situation. So you're saying one thing, but in reality your mind is somewhere else. Interesting. As if a mind is just going on its own at this point. It's disconnected from intently uttering or speaking, expressing. Wow, powerful. It's reversed. So careful what you utter. Challenge. To live in the world but not be of it. The lesson is life will continue regardless. Yes, life will continue regardless. If you think that by hiding somehow you're making some form of difference, or you're not, then again you're not insignificant either. Imagine having organ failure, Hashem forbid, because the liver refused to do its part. Sometimes there are more consequences. Usually there are consequences, not in what we have done per se, but rather in what we don't do. Yes, agreed. When we do it, when, how, are we ready? Is it proper? Is it, either way, what's meant to happen will happen. So in that understanding, go with your heart and do what you got to do. Justice is not ours to impart. We're hosts, we're vessels for it. Balance, harmony. And the Two of Cups in reverse. Fruition provides expansive intelligence and gives the grace of God. Forgiveness. Have you asked for forgiveness? Next time, allow yourself to make mistakes. Obviously, don't fall on that other extreme where people, I just made a mistake, I'm human, I'm sorry. No. Repentance is something genuine, and usually we are harsh on ourselves. We don't need anyone to, tell us that we made a mistake. So, but allow yourself to make mistakes, or forgive yourself to begin with for mistakes from the past. The swiftly heartening God. 1 beginnings. You're delaying something here. You're delaying the beginning of the new stage. I guess that's why I feel pushed to maybe share some bits here and there, not too much because I don't want to influence anyone. But yeah, maybe show you a different perspective in certain regards, and then it's up to you. So, Dragon, beware of self-delusion. Nobody lied to you. You may have lied to yourself, but yeah, don't beat yourself over it, because the shadow does that. It's the challenger. It shows us our limitations in order for us to determine whether we want to work on them, what's being corrected, right? If we don't see the filth, how are we going to clean it? September. Well, welcome to Rosh Hashanah. Another cycle is nearly ending. But in actuality, it's just the beginning of the new stage, of the new world. We're all going to experience it differently. Virgo energy, a lot of pondering. Fruitful undertakings or activities, work-wise, very productive for you. But it's a bit introverted, but I believe it's natural. You're shedding the leaves of your old self. It's absolutely natural. Do spend some time before all the leaves, are turning into those beautiful, mesmerizing colors. While it's still green, okay. And I really want to see you at a deeper level right now. Let's see. And I'll let you go. Okay. You're on your way, absolutely. Lord of the winds and breezes, the Knight of Swords. Communication, information, knowledge, light, wisdom, study, healing, via communication, exchange of information, truthfulness, honesty and sincerity. How beautiful is it? Elevation to a more genuine, authentic self, and movement forward with less breaches, impediments, blockages, without fears, with less control, attempting to control the road, the path, who's on it, what's going to be ahead. Just exploration in truth, from truth, for truth. Beautiful. Maybe a bit sharp, but necessary at this time. We need it like water. Libras, absolutely, you need to flip things on their head. You have the power to do so. We need to fight corruption, deception. We need to fight it, injustice. Of course, if your heart's in it. If not, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. The elephant, gentle, noble creature. Blessings. May all be healed, sealed, guided, and protected on your path. Shalom.